Hey everybody, it's Pete. So if you have ever wondered how the voting machines work here in Macoupin County, or if your paper ballot is your official vote, this week's video is going to dive into that in great detail. So to start off with, every voter in Macoupin County votes on a paper ballot. Now for some of you, that means getting the big sheet and filling in the oval, kind of like a standardized test at school. For others of you, especially those of you who come and early vote at the vote center, that means you're going to use the touch screen to make your selections, and at the end of it, it'll print out a paper ballot that has all your selections on it, and that would be your paper ballot. But either way, once you have completed your paper ballot, you're going to take it to the official scanning device that's also called the tabulator and insert it in. Once you put your ballot in, hopefully the message is going to be ballot accepted, thank you for voting. That means you're all done. But sometimes the voting tabulator could show a different message. So the main reasons why that would happen is, number one, sometimes it's just picky. Maybe it went in a little skewed, maybe there was some dust in the scanner. It's kicking your ballot back out and asking you to put it in again. No big deal, usually try it again, sometimes maybe flip it around, put it in the other direction, then it'll take it. Other times, it could be kicked out and you're getting an alert for either an overvote or an undervote. So overvote would be if you're voting for president and you like both candidates, so you vote for both of them. You're not allowed to do that. So it's alerting you that you can go back, get a different ballot, and only vote for the one candidate. Undervote is the opposite, where maybe you didn't want to vote for any candidate in a particular race, or like for school board where you can vote for 4, you decide you only wanted to vote for 1. It's totally fine. That is your right. However, the machine's going to kick it out and just make sure that that's what you want to do. You can go back and vote for more if you'd like to, or put it in. But either way, once you get the ballot in, once it gets counted, the machine will read the choices that you've selected and put it to the side and start counting those ballots. Now, at no point during the day or during early voting is anyone able to see how many votes have been counted for each candidate. That can only happen after 7 p.m. after the polls close. Even if you tried to close the machine down early, it will not show you the results. It will just tell you, this is how many ballots were cast in each precinct. If it's like the early vote machine, or if you're the only precinct on that machine, how many ballots have been cast. Now, once the accepted ballot drops into the back of the ballot box, that's where it will stay throughout the day. That ballot box is secure. At the end of the night, that's when the judges are going to get those paper ballots out. They're going to put them in a secure case to bring back to us. They seal it up. They sign that seal so that there's no way anybody can tamper with it while they're bringing it from the courthouse or from their polling place to the courthouse. This is a bipartisan group of judges that have to bring it back. And those paper ballots are kept because if we have to do an audit, which we do after every election, if there's a recount, if there's any discrepancies at all, the paper ballot is the actual ballot of record. That's the actual thing we go back to, not what the machine says, the paper ballots. We're going to talk more about post-election audits closer to that time period. But it's also important to know that every voting machine, every tabulator, is tested before each election to verify it's counting things correctly, everything is being done correctly. We're going to talk more about that next week. But also, it's important to know that at the beginning of each election day, bipartisan judges print what's called a zero tape. And that tape is to prove that there are no votes pre-cast on that machine. So it's going to show all zeros for all the candidates. So there's no way for me or anyone else to go in there and preload a bunch of votes for people. Judges from both political parties are going to verify no votes have been counted before the polls open for each tabulator. Throughout the day, the judges are also monitoring to make sure that the number of ballots counted by the machine matches up with the number of voters who have actually applied to vote. So they verify that throughout the whole day. At the end of the night, there's a statement of ballots cast where they've got to make sure that all those numbers add up. If there's any discrepancies, we work with them, and after the election, go through that process as well. But the ballots themselves and the actual memory devices are secured throughout the whole process. As I talked about bipartisan judges are bringing them back to the courthouse. We make sure that the ballots stay secure after that. At no point are our machines ever connected to the internet. We take the memory device out, we put it into a laptop to upload those results. That laptop is never connected to the internet. We use a totally separate flash drive, put that in, upload results, and then we take that to an actual computer that's connected to the internet to upload to the website. And yeah, all those materials are all kept after the election. They're all secured after the election. We have to go through a process to make sure everything balances out. So we have multiple layers of security on those voting machines, on those paper ballots, to make sure that the count is accurate, the election is secure, and your vote got counted the way it was supposed to be counted. So there's a lot of this that we'll talk about in a little bit more detail as we get closer to the election. Like I said, next week, we're going to talk about how we do the logic and accuracy testing for the voting machines before the election. But hopefully this one at least gives you a little bit of an idea of why our voting machines are secure and are counting votes accurately for each election.